honourable, the world's friendliest dictator, and I'm here to talk to you today about my beloved country, Happystan. Its people, its colourful past, and its bright future. Happystan has not always had a history, that is true. Originally, the entirety of the island was called the Island of Stan. Except one day, my father, Oprah the Terrible, revolted against Stan and murdered him brutally. My father, Oprah, ruled Happystan with an iron fist of happiness. It was gorgeous, it really was. Such a powerful dictatorship, and everyone was beautifully happy, beautifully happy. His slogan was, be happy, it's a good thing. And I adopted this. I take it to heart, except I modified it a bit. It's now, be happy or else. But it's the same thing. My father, Oprah, in 1974, he was brutally, he committed suicide. And the world was in chaos. And I was only one at the time, so I couldn't have possibly assassinated him or caused him any harm. And anyway, I got control over Happystan. My older brother Jim, who was only 7 at the time, was so incensed that the better brother, me, had gotten control over Happystan. He started a revolution in the north. He believed in unhappiness and hatred and all that. That we don't talk about it. But my younger brother James, who was only a month old at the time, didn't really take sides. He was kind of indifferent to the entire thing. So, I don't think he really understood what was going on. In 1985, things started getting a bit out of hand. Jim started sending propaganda leaflets over the border to Happystan, declaring that happiness was bad. Of course, that's all complete and utter nonsense, and I had to respond quite quickly. So I built the giant rainbow wall across the border, and that showed the wanker. My brother, yes. So anyway, my younger brother James, he was still really indifferent about the whole thing, so he moved to the northwest of Happystan and started his own country called Indifferentstan. In 1987, I was able to purchase some nuclear weapons from a very good friend of mine called Dr. Robert Smedley. He was a very, very nice doctor, very happy, very smiley. He developed weapons for me and Happystan, while simultaneously at the same time developing weapons for my brother, Jim. Yes, now that I think about it, he must have been in it for the money, not the happiness. I shall have to shoot him when I next see him. Anyway, what was I saying? Once we had enough weapons to begin our nuclear warfare, we did. And so, a nuclear war ensued, and it's still going on today, and I must say it's going extremely well. Only one nuke has been fired. Can you believe that? I fired it, so I'm winning. In 1992, changes had to be made, because the happiness levels in Happystan, they just weren't satisfactory. Only 105% of the citizens in Happystan were happy, and this was bad. This was bad news. I invented Happy Juice and set up concentration camps where people could concentrate on being happy. Now, they've been criticised by the media and other countries because they believe that we have state-of-the-art brainwashing machines in there, but that's obviously incorrect. I think of them as theme park rides, yes. People get strapped in, they get taken for a ride, they scream a lot. It's all fun, they must be enjoying it, so it's all good, really. 2005 was a landmark year for Happystan. It was at that time that I developed the Smilinator in tandem with nearby country Theros. Oh, the Smilinator, it's one of the best things to happen to Happystan. If you come and visit, yes, tourism, come and visit, you can see it stored proudly in District Smile A. And what it does, it's got special frown recognition software that can target any slightly unhappy person and fire a beam of highly concentrated happiness at them. Now, they might explode into a pool of blood and red mist, but they're happy. So they die happy, they go from a sad being alive, to a dead cloud, which is happy. So that's a great improvement. It's like evolution. So I think that's just about, well, we're up to date with Happystan's history. Nothing much else happens. Some wars, some death, the happy coast. That was a fun time, actually. I'll do a video on that soon. But that's it, yeah. And Mr. Royal Guard, don't think I didn't see that message you sent out. I mean, you are going to die now, I'm afraid. So, if you want to live, I'd suggest you start running immediately. Right. Happystan today is a very modern country. It is 2011 and Happystan exists, so it's a modern country. That's why I hope you'll come and visit. I mean, our tourism has actually increased exponentially from last year. Last year we had 1 visitor. This year we've had 7. Can you... 7! You need 2 hands to count that. 2 hands. Yes, and out of those 7, 3 of them returned home safely. That means you have almost 50% chance of not dying. Speaking of not dying, we have brilliant healthcare over in Happystan. You really need to see it. I mean, it's so much better than the NHS or America's crappiest system. I mean, we have a 50% mortality rate. 50%. That means you never have to wait for a bed. There's always one free. Brilliant healthcare when you need it. Yes. We have the only flag in the world that features a teddy bear, a smiley face, and a pink unicorn. That's a selling point right there. You know you want it. 10% of our land is hospitable, which means you don't have to walk very far to get where you need to be. The first 20 visitors to Happystan will receive a free pair of replica John McBlobnibop sunglasses. You know, you will need them because Happystan is such a sunny and smiley place. It's mostly desert, but it's sunny all the same. Happystan is also a great location for brilliant food. We have sandwiches. Happystan has also become a much richer country since years gone by, and there's more money than ever actually, and research showed that citizens of Happystan liked money. So I commissioned a special service where every Friday each and every citizen of Happystan receives 10,000 Happonians. Apparently the researchers thought it'd be a bad idea to print more money for some reason. I don't get it, but they're not here anymore, so you know, you don't listen to your parents when they're not here. Yes, they're happy now. If you're planning on going to the north of the country, don't. You could also visit in different Stan, but I don't really mind, and I doubt they would. If you do visit Happystan, and you will visit Happystan, I would recommend staying away from the militarized areas, simply because it's off limits, and I really wouldn't want you to. Well, it gets a bit messy. Some areas you would like to visit include the fabled Catha ruins, where the inhabitants, the very first inhabitants of Happystan, lived. It's a beautiful place. And I would also recommend the beautiful town of Sunshine, where we think everyone's still alive. So, come and visit Happystan. That's the main message of this video. I really do hope you'll want to come and see our glorious country. We have stealth boats visiting the mainland every day, as long as you don't get hit by a submarine, or a mine, or a gun, or the Smiley-nator. You should be fine. Yes, see. If you want to have the Happystan experience without actually visiting Happystan for some reason, I would suggest heading to our website, which you can see at the bottom of the screen, yes, and visiting our special interactive map, where you can click on things and do stuff and have a look and use the buttons and zoom in, and oh, it's glorious. You like the clicky. So, This is John the Honourable signing off. And remember, be happy, or else.